All right, let's go back to that kind of lifetime of savings example where somebody gives your baby, right, newborn baby, as an account that is going to earn interest over their lifetime. So in the last one, we were looking at kind of average stock market returns because it was over a very long period of time. But let's now imagine that we've got a very risk-averse person that just doesn't want to take any chances on losing money in the stock market, which is reasonable. So they buy a CD instead, where they feel like that's a safer investment. Okay, and this is going to be a CD that gets compounded monthly, right? So they're advertising 4.2% APR, but it's compounded monthly. And if they cash it out at 18 years old, how much will it be worth? Okay. So our principal then is going to be $1,000. The interest rate that they're getting is 4.2%. So written as a decimal, that is 0.042. The number of times they get interest per year is 12 because it's compounded monthly. That is going to be the most common number you're going to see plugged in there. And T is going to be after 18 years. So, same formula. It's our P0 times 1 plus R over N raised to the NT. So our P0 is our principal of $1,000. Then it's 1 plus 0.042 is our R. Our N here is 12. And our N's going to appear up there again. Times T, which is 18. All right, so just as I mentioned in the last video, imagine there's implied parentheses here to make sure we actually do that part first. So this is actually going to come out to be $1,000, and then let's do this chunk right here that's inside these parentheses. So 0.042 divided by 12 is 0.0035, add on the 1, and I get 1.0035. And what do I want to raise that to? The 12 times 18th power. So that'll be 216th power. Okay. So when I do that, I'll do 1.0035 raised to the 216th power because I want to make sure I do my exponents first. And then I'll multiply that by 1,000, and I'll get $2,126.93. All right, so certainly we've more than doubled our money. This all seems pretty reasonable so far. Let's do the same thing that we did before and say, okay, well, we don't even tell them that we made this account, so they don't really access it when they turn 18. Let's imagine they actually retire at 65. And then they get this. So, actually, the only thing that changes is the number of years here. So, it'll still be every 12 months. But now it's going to be over 65 years. So, this inside part is actually going to end up giving us the same number because it is the same calculation. And that was 1.0035. Okay, and this upper part is the only thing that really changes here. 12 times 65 gets me 780 times that interest was applied. All right, so if I do that 1.0035 and raise it to the 780th power, and then multiply that by 1,000, we get $15,259.98. Before I say a single more word, I am not your financial advisor. However, when we did this calculation before, where it was investing in a stock market over 65 years, this was close to $500,000. So there's two big differences there. One is how much interest you should be getting off a CD, which has zero chance of going down, right? Unless literally there's the company fails and they don't pay back anybody. But as long as the company doesn't go under, or you're buying government bonds, I guess, no, that's different. But as long as the institution that you're buying the CD from doesn't fail, you're guaranteed to get this money back, which means you'll get a lower interest rate, right? So this is a common theme we see in investing, is that the lower the risk, the lower the rewards. More rewards is more risk, right? It's possible that we could have lost money in the stock market. So just as we're comparing these numbers, I just wanted to give it that context. Right? And there's just one last thing I wanted to talk about here. So everything we've done so far is assuming we just kind of dumped our money into account and just forgot it ever existed. This is not usually how people like save their money or invest, right? A lot of times people have like $100 just kind of transferred into their savings account every month, right? If you've got separate like checking and savings or something like that, right? They would just do it $100 per month. Or if you're putting money into your retirement account, you would put, like $200 or whatever the number is each month. You would not just dump a bunch in there and then just forget like it ever happened. So those things where you actually put in a set amount of money periodically for a long period of time are called annuities. That will be the next unit that we talk about. So I just wanted to address kind of that elephant in the room that this may be so far seeming not realistic. Some of the things we've done are realistic, but yes, we will get to that soon enough. Everything we've done so far is just assuming we just put money into the account and never touch it again after that.